What's going on? We're in a slightly different location today. Welcome back to Fireside. We're in the Fireside Studios, but welcome back to Toying Around. I'm Baby Huey, and as always, I'm joined by the one and the only Mashko.
The one and the only. Happy to be here. We don't get up here very often. At least I don't. But what I get to do this wonderful evening is introduce our producer extraordinaire, the man behind the board, the one, the only, Mr. Maurer.
Beep you guys very much.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
I got to beep.
No? Am I not supposed to beep you?
No, you
No,
beep,
please,
you beep
please,
Menti,
please.
right?
Let me leave if that's gonna happen.
Wait, what do you mean? I'm supposed to not beep you, Baby Huey?
Yeah, please do not beat me.
All right. Can I beat you?
I prefer you not to.
So you guys are taking over the Fireside Studio right now.
We are.
Yes, we are.
We decided to change it up a little bit.
Yeah. A little more comfort up here, at least in my opinion.
Homie.
I wouldn't go that
Who
far.
did you call homie?
But there are a lot of cool stuff on the walls.
There is a lot of cool stuff on the walls. So I'm going to sit back a little bit because I'm not feeling too hot today. And I was out in the sun and got a little lobsterized. So I'm going to let you guys do your thing as I block some calls from coming in on my phone.
All right, so like always, we're going to do some unboxings today. And today I actually have with me the White Ranger from the brand new Lightning collection for Power Rangers. This is Hasbro's first real crack at doing Power Ranger figures. So far, I'm impressed by them.
Yeah, the Zed that I saw.
Yes.
I don't know if we were looking at it earlier tonight, and first time I actually saw it in the flesh or the plastic, which however you want to refer to it.
I mean, he's made of what, skin?
Yeah.
So
but the details on this line are pretty incredible.
yeah. So Hasbro, who also does the Marvel Legends, last year got the brand right to do Power Rangers. People weren't sure what to expect, but I'm actually blown away by this.
Yeah, the sculpt's fantastic, and we're going to see that in a minute or two. And even in the box, it looks great.
Yeah, I mean this box art that they've come up with, like I was expecting maybe a Marvel Legends style box that they were gonna kind of go with. They just went a straight rectangle with this box, but the artwork on it is very beautiful. I don't know if we can get some. I'm just gonna turn this off for a sec here, just so I can
Stop it from moving.
stop it from moving. So, the front of the box here has the Ranger, fully displayed here, but then you have a nice picture side on his on his right side here, which then actually wraps around to the side.
Right.
So it's a little bit different.
Yeah, that is nice for someone who wants to display, the box in a particular manner on a shelf. So that's a great way to do it. You can see exactly what box it is.
Right. And then also like on the back of the box, so to get the normal traditional product placement for the figure on the back of the box, but in non-Hasbro style, there's no bio. There's no little story. There's no, not like Star Wars, because Hasbro also does Star Wars and they do Marvel Legends. Both those boxes always have like some sort of little bio or story attached to the back of it. But nothing for this, which makes it a little more cleaner, I think.
I think so, yeah.
The other thing is you'll probably notice, usually in the back of these boxes, you get the listing of the other figures in the wave. That's removed. And there is no like Build-A-Figure with this.
Right.
So I think them removing the Build-A-Figure was able to put some more time and effort into actually crafting the figure. So, and then moving around one more time here, you got the same picture again. So this box art is really cool.
I agree. This is the first actual wave of Hasbro handling the property, correct?
Correct.
Right. So we may see some changes coming up. We may see that bio on the box, in the next few waves. But, traditionally, it'll probably stay the same through the entire series. So we'll see.
Yeah, you would think. I mean, I know every now and then they do change the box styles up. But I really like this white look of the box. and then with this animated picture, wrapping on the side, and you have a full picture on the other side here. So like you saying, for people that don't want to open it up or even display the figure in front of the box,
Right.
You can put the box right behind it. That's a pretty cool diorama for me.
I think so.
So I'm gonna get him open.
Sweet.
So
Let's take a look.
Since this is a unboxing.
That's correct.
Also, too, very collector friendly.
Mm-hmm.
Just one little tab on the back here, and it opens right up.
Nice.
And then
Unlike the Essential or DC Essentials, where you have to tear open the box to get them out.
just slides right out.
Look at that.
I mean, I can reseal this and be good to go.
Mm-hmm.
That's really a step up.
Nice.
So we're gonna get him out of the packaging here. Sorry for the plastic sound.
I'll tell you what, it's not as harsh as when we're in the other space.
Yes.
At least on my ears right now.
Yeah, there's more sound in here, or more things in here to drown out the sound.
Very true.
So let me get a couple more things out of this box here. So I put the Ranger up here so you can see him. This is the White Ranger, which is Tommy Oliver, Jason David Frank.
I'm just going to let you go because Power Rangers are your thing, so you can go with all the facts on this one.
All right, there we go. So he actually comes with a couple alternate hands, a couple closed-fisted hands, and the one that's actually on the figure is more like a karate chopping hand on his left. And then he also comes with with the weapon, which is Saba, a unmasked Tommy head, and it's not a blast effect, maybe it's some kind of effect. So I'll put these up here. So we're also trying something out a little different here too with this little turntable.
We're always experimenting here.
We are always trying new things. We won't stop until we get things perfect. But right off the bat, though, just looking at the figure, you can see the wrinkles on him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it looks like he's wearing a suit.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, that's what sells this line for me. All the other when Bandai had it, every time they made a figure, they always made him muscles. They had like
muscles.
They always had they didn't have 6-packs. They had 8 and 10 packs.
Gotcha.
Okay. It's just this looks realistic to me.
Mm-hmm. Which is interesting because their Marvel line looks very realistic. It has the the folds and the
correct,
the outfit and everything like that. So
yeah,
I'm fully aware of what that looks like. So it is interesting to kind of see the comparison.
This was the figure when Hasbro first announced that they had or were purchasing the line from Bandai. San Diego was literally around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone's like, "Oh, they're going to show stuff?" They just purchased the line. They're not going to show anything, but they actually did show this White Ranger.
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
It was the only thing they showed, and even then, it looked amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So people were like, "Is this how it's actually going to look? This is great." And they did say they were going to come with civilian heads. Mm-hmm. So that's one thing that Hasbro does with Marvel and some other and Star Wars sometimes, depending on the figure. Mm-hmm. But just to enable them to continue that with taking the helmets off and stuff like that, it's really cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've seen a couple pictures where, just like anything, people go out and buy 2 of them because they have that option to use the other head, and having them side by side. From a display standpoint, it's nice to have that comparison going on.
And one thing I do love too is also, since this is done by Hasbro, it has all the traditional Marvel Legend style articulation. Mm-hmm. It's got the hinge ball joints. It's got the the shoulders can go 360, and they actually added a butterfly joint on this, so the arms can actually come in and out like this.
Nice, and that's part of a Bandai thing. That's a staple on their figure arts line.
Oh, really?
Where they have the that movement.
Usually, for Hasbro, what they usually do is the Spider-Man line figure. Spider-Man figures usually had that.
Mm-hmm. Why don't you show us some of the moves on there?
All right, a little hard here with the turntable, but yeah, I'm gonna turn it off. There, yeah, thank you. But like I said, you got this little butterfly joint, so you can have this come in and come out like that. Mm-hmm. But they said also got the 360, and the shield here is actually a little pliable, so you can actually go. It doesn't hinder it.
Just saw that.
Yep.
That's nice.
So, and it's got the normal double jointed elbows. You got in the wrist here, you can
it's pop locking.
You can start pop locking. Yes. Now, one thing I thought was very interesting. With most figures, they give them the the ab crunch.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't. They gave this a different style ab crunch. Usually the ab crunching is in the ab.
Right.
They actually put down here at the waist,
Okay.
so it's a little bit different.
Hmm.
I think it's more natural.
It's more accurate.
I would believe
You know,
as a person,
physiologically.
right? And usually what they do is they normally put in a waist swivel.
Mm-hmm.
Well, since they put the ab crunch reverse the ab crunch, they put a diaphragm swivel.
Nice.
So again, I think that's a little more natural.
Right. Be interesting to see if they implement that in the other lines.
Yeah. So far, all the figures in this first wave have it. As for the rest of articulation, it's normal. Got the normal ball joints at the legs, upper thigh swivel, double jointed knees, ankle rotation, and the hinge there, so you can actually.
How does can you do the knee, the double jointed knee?
Sure.
Curious how that looks. I know on some of the legends it looks a little. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks gorgeous when it's standing up straight, but that angle from the side looks a little.
Yeah. I mean,
But
unless
I'm not going to put it in that position. So
yeah, I mean, unless they're putting like the crease and stuff in those joints themselves,
Right.
it's going to look a little weird.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, most of the time when you're posing these guys on a shelf, you're not going to go full, full double jointed there.
it's true. True.
Never go full double jointed.
Never go full double jointed. Now, this little effect thing that it comes with, let's see if I can get this in there. It's supposed to go on Saba like this. So it looks like he's like, hitting something in blast effect or something.
That would look cool if it was pressed against, like if you hold it to his chest, like as if he was somebody else, the other way, so the sparks coming out.
Like that.
Like it looks like he's hitting somebody.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we can hit somebody. I did bring with me in the a Lord Zed. Now, people have been saying Lord Zed's really tall. Well, guess what? In the show, they're teenagers. He's an adult. I think the size kind of works a little bit. Okay, now granted, let's be real. They were adults when they were filming it.
It's true.
But the idea was they're supposed to be teenagers,
Right.
Teenagers with attitude. So to me, this size actually works. What? Mauer's shaking his head
Mr.
over
Maurer just had a Turtles cringe right there. Best way to describe it, I guess.
That is 100% true.
there. What?
No,
There
don't worry about it.
there was only one group of teenagers with an attitude,
That's right.
and they came from the sewer.
Oh, did they?
And they're directly behind Lord Zed right now.
All 27 of them.
37.
See? Now that looks good.
So that's the idea of this. The other ones, like actually Zed, I didn't bring it with me. He comes with a effect that wraps around his staff that looks like lightning. And the other two figures in the wave was the Red Ranger from Dino Charge. Same type thing, has a electric effect around his sword. And the Shadow Ranger from SPD. And that same thing, it's got an effect that goes around his sword as well. So maybe an effect that went around the sword might have been a little bit better for Tommy here. But
And SPD for the viewers is
Space Patrol Delta.
word.
Yeah, word. It was a futuristic show, took place in the future, and yeah. Their leader was a dog. Doggy Kruger.
I bet his life was rough.
Wow. That was bad.
We'll get that one in post.
But yeah, I mean, now we're shaking his head. I really like this line so far.
They're really, really good looking figures.
I mean, there has been some reports of some QC issues.
Yes, also heard about that.
A brand new line, that's going to happen. I mean, you're going to have QC issues out of the box. Even my White Ranger here, we actually Maurer picked it up. There's a little bit of paint mess up on the left arm. So, I mean, it's a mass-produced figure.
It's true.
Stuff like that's going to happen.
What's retail on it?
The normal $19.99. And there is going to be a Goldar released, and he's going to be GameStop exclusive.
Got it. Those exclusives.
And honestly, I think I like this. There's, like I said, there's no Build-A-Figure. There's 4 figures in the wave.
Right.
It's a small wave, no Build-A-Figure, nothing to worry about. Like, I catch them all. Got to collect them all to build the figure.
Right.
it's hitting all the, for me, it's hitting everything.
Mm-hmm. And that seems to be some of the way some of these manufacturers are going right now, like the DC Essentials. They're 4-dual wave. This is 4-dual wave. I think the Overwatch and Fortnite are also 4-dual wave. I might be wrong. Don't quote me on that. We don't fact check around here. But
What's Fortnite?
Exactly.
A stupid video game that all the kids play.
And the dudes from that movie that shall not be named.
Yeah. No spoilers.
It's not a spoiler.
Yeah.
And I guess the Phillies players.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. There were some broken TVs because of that.
Fun.
And every time they hit a double.
But yeah, actually, even Mattel, I think, with their DC, until McFarlane takes it over, they've been doing about 4 figures for a wave, the last 2 waves. So I think the idea is now to, also with plastic prices increasing, I think they are trying to shrink down these waves.
I love the fact that plastic pricing is a
You heard about it here on Toying Around Live.
You hear about the plastic pricing going up? I remember back in my day, plastic was cheap. You could get it anywhere.
Well, the rumor is, the figures are going to be these $20 figures are going to jump up to $22, $23, $24 because the plastic has increased.
Yep. Import, export, all the business stuff. So with that, is it a buy? Is this something, obviously you bought it. Is this something you would suggest for others?
If you're a Power Ranger fan, collect it. Go get it. It's at Walmart right now. It just started hitting Target shelves. There were some issues with that. The release dates were kind of iffy and fuzzy, but they are out everywhere now if you can find them. But if you find it, if you're a Power Ranger fan, if you like collecting Power Ranger stuff, go get it. $20, and they actually fit nicely in with your Marvel Legends and Star Wars figures now.
That's true. They are nice.
Ish. They're
Ish.
still your basic figures.
Well, no, this is the basic figure.
Well, no, remember we recategorize everything. You have the children's entry level, basic, mid-tier, and then upper
tier, and then
so these would go into our basic $20 to $35 figures. But they look better than what we've seen recently, even for the Legends.
Oh yeah, I completely agree. I said, if you're a fan, go get them.
All right.
All right. I think we're going to take a quick break, and then we are going to be back with a statue. Possibly?
Yeah, we'll be back with the statue, one of Mauer's favorite lines.
Ooh. Oh, my.
With that, be sure to check us out all throughout social media at Toying Around Live. That's on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
Yes.
You could also check us out at Toyin Around on Twitter.
Where's that G go?
The G that we drop from that, it goes to the OG Podcast Network. That's ogpodcastnetwork.com or the app.
And for more info, don't forget to check us out on welcometofireside.com.
We'll be right back.
Ba-da-ba.
Oh, that again?